So you have a small homestead, you've sorted your food, and you have a little bit of copper. Now we need to get those copper bits and turn them into this axe and this hammer. Let me show you how. Step one, we need to find copper nuggets. They're strewn throughout the world. They look just like this here on the ground. We're going to need about 40 nuggets to build our first hammer and pick, so you may have to look more than just one place. Very important, if you're picking these bits up, it means there's copper right below. We need to mark it on the map like I'm doing right here, so that later when we get our pickaxe, we can come back and get it out of the ground. Mark it on the map. Another easy way to find nuggets, especially in the early game, is by panning or sifting. You can take the bony soil that you found in ruins, gravel, or sand that you find anywhere in the world, and you can plop into some water and pan away. This isn't a guaranteed way to find nuggets, but I'm telling you, it's a really easy way to find not only nuggets, but a bunch of really cool stuff. Not guaranteed, but another avenue to find copper. Now that we have copper, it's time to make some charcoal, which means we're going to need an epic amount of wood. We're then going to take all those logs and we're going to turn them into firewood. Massive amounts of firewood. Now comes the fun part. We're going to dig a hole. Yes, everyone loves to dig a hole. We're going to dig a 3 by 3 by 3 hole, just like it says here on the screen. And we're going to fill this massive hole full of all of the wood we've gathered. And then we're going to set that wood on fire. We're going to wait a little while. And presto magic, there's going to be charcoal. It's a process, but it's much easier than it looks. You just stack the wood starting from the back to the front. And now you can see we've almost got all of it in there. We'll finish it up. And then we'll fill the rest of it in with dirt here. And then the final bit is to start a fire. So we'll need some grass, 4 pieces of firewood, a torch to get it going. Yep, start it on fire there. And then we're going to use a piece of dirt to cap it off. We know it's working because you can see little smoke particles coming up. And so you got to watch those. And when those are gone, the process is done. The process is complete. We'll clear the dirt. We'll look down. Hey, charcoal, lots and lots of charcoal. So now we just need to jump down there, clear it all out. And you can either do this by hand or using a shovel if you want to go a little bit quicker, whatever suits your fancy. Now that we have the basics together, we need to move to the fun part. But before we start dealing with anything that's hot, we need tongs. So that's what I'm building here. I've got a rope, some sticks, as you can see, and boom, tongs. This is new in the latest update, but you have to have these when you're dealing with hot, molten liquid. And then, of course, the final step is to make sure that it's in your offhand. There we go, we're ready. Next step, how to make crucibles and molds I covered in my clay making. I'll put that here at the top of the screen. All right, we've grabbed the crucible and now we're gonna put it into the fire here. And then we're gonna move this so we can see it better here in the middle of the screen. We'll grab our copper, we'll put it inside the crucible. We'll grab our charcoal, we'll put it in the fuel slot, and we'll use our trusty torch to get it all rolling. And like most things in Vintage Story, now we wait. We wait for it to get hot enough to pour it into the molds. We can see the crucible has moved to the finish slot. It's white, it's molten, and it's ready to be poured. Remember, you have to have the tongs in your off slot, otherwise this thing will jettison out of your hand. All right, let's go over here and pour both of these into the mold. And you can see this is such a cool graphic. Look at this, look at this, look at this. It's so good. Yep. And it takes 100 units per, and we had more than enough. I wanted to show you what it would be like if you weren't holding the tongs. And here you go, you can see. And you can see you're taking a little damage as it hits you. This is a good one, it flies all the way across. So yeah, tongs, important. We'll go ahead and set down the crucible right here. And then if we want to, we can reheat it and use what's left inside of it at a later time. As you can see, the temperature is really high. We need to wait for them to cool before we remove them. Do not remove them before they're cool. Very important. Enough time has passed. We can look now. They're cold, ready to be removed from the mold. Just really easy. Let's grab a stick and let's make our first pickaxe and our first hammer. Very, very cool. Congrats. All right, now it's time to use that fancy new pickaxe. Let's go back to the place we marked on the map where we know there's some copper. Let's dig down. Let's equip that fancy pickaxe. And digging. Come on. Copper. All right, there it is. All right, now we just need to mine all this copper out. And then we're going to take our cool new hammer. We're going to take those chunks of copper and make them into nuggets. And then we can repeat the process all over again, and we can build a bunch of really cool copper tools and weapons. The video's over. Now it's time for you to do your part. Follow, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.